Welcome to St. Joseph Academy online classes. I am Abhilash K. Thomas, here with Class 8 Geography. In this video, we are going to discuss about Chapter 4, Urbanization. The main topics which we are going to discuss in this video, causes of urbanization, under that three causes: natural increase, rural-urban migration, rural-urban transformation. After that, impact of urbanization, under that there are two subtopics, that is positive impact, negative impact. Thereafter, we will go for satellite city and smart city. Apart from this topic, we will discuss points to remember too. First of all, we are going to discuss about urbanization and introduction. Urbanization came from the word urban, which means relating to or characteristics of a city. Towns and cities are urban settlements. For example, a village started to expand with more buildings, number of peoples. So we can say that the village is on the process of urbanization. With the help of an example, I can show you how urbanization happened. Here, in this video, in this particular screen, on the right side, you will find a village with the 9 houses. That means in an area, there is 9 families. At the same time, on this side, on the left side, you will find buildings. These buildings are multi-storied building, and many families, many people are there here in this buildings. Here in this village, you find only 9 families, and here in the town area, we can see that this area is urbanized, means more people, more buildings, and more facilities are here in this area. So this is characterized of a city, and this area is not that much developed, and number of people living in this area also less. So here urbanization happened in this way. Urban area is a built-up area because there you can find high population density, many buildings close to each other, large number of people living in relatively small area. In villages, it is not like that. While we are comparing rural area with urban area, you can see that rural area has widely spaced settlement aimed large tracts of open place, which is for agriculture purpose. They kept land there, and the houses are not so closed. Number of people living in that area is comparatively less than urban area. But in urban area, high density of population, number of buildings which is close to each other, large number of people living in a small area. Here we are going to look at how urbanization happens. We are going to check the background of urbanization. Earliest permanent human settlements, they were small villages with a source of water, land and climate for agriculture. Later, in the small village started to grow step by step. Number of people increased in that village because of high birth rate, and the small village now it's a big village. Number of people increased in that particular village, therefore some of them went for other works like craftsmanship and trade. So traders need shops, craftsmen need workshops and storehouses. So all these things also developed in that particular village. Earlier we saw that number of people increased in the village, which result number of houses also increased in that village for stay of people. In other words, for providing stay to the people, the houses also increased in the small village. Gradually, life became more complex and city developed. City have houses, buildings, shops, storehouses, marketplace, and places for worship. If you find all this character in an area, then you can call that area is a urbanized area, or in other words, it's a city. This was the beginning of urbanization. Once again, we are rewinding that. Earlier permanent settlements are small villages. Gradually, number of people increased in that village. Agriculture-focused people diverted to other works like craftsmanship and trade. Gradually, number of buildings increased because of the population increase. Number of houses increases because of other works like craftsmanship and trade. Buildings like shops, storehouses, marketplaces increased. So all this result in an urbanization. So now you understood how urbanization happens. In the earlier cities, some of them we will find in Western Asia, Egypt and Indus Valley. You already heard about Mohenjo-daro and Harappa in Indus Valley. There were developed cities. In that particular city, you will find upper part of the city or town, lower part of the town, like this. Earlier, civilization also developed like a city. But later, emperors started to build their own cities. Purposefully, they built cities and they separated the villages from cities. Some old cities like Harappa, Mohenjo-daro, and some cities in Western Asia and Egypt and Turkey were all destroyed or decayed, but some of them still occupied by people like Jericho in Palestine, Luxor in Egypt, and Athens in Greece, and in India we will find Varanasi. The cities have long history. Here we are going to look at the causes of urbanization. There are three main causes for urbanization. First cause, natural increase. Natural increase in population when birth rate exceed deaths, better medical facility, working people having money to raise more children, which is also a part of natural increase. Number of people increasing in a particular area, which result in urbanization. Why the number of people increased in a particular area? Mainly because of better medical facility, therefore the death rate decreased, and job opportunity, more people having job and they're having money to raise more children. So instead of having one children, they have enough money to have more children, so they will have more children. Therefore, the population in that particular area increase, and which result in need of more shops, more facilities, more buildings, and more houses, etc., etc. So, therefore, urbanization happens. Second thing, rural-urban migration. People migrate from rural to urban area due to employment opportunities and better amenities. Some of you people came from nearby districts to Ghaziabad in search of job opportunity, in search of education. More facilities are there in town, so the people from villages came to town. All this result in urbanization. Suppose in villages there is no proper power supply, maybe the lack of oh, good education, medical facility, so people migrate to urban area where they find better medical facility and education, etc., etc. So all this result in urbanization. The third thing, that is rural urban transformation. Rural area transform into a urban area in the course of resource utilization. If one mine came up in a rural area, then around the mine there will be development with the factories, schools, hospital, housing, etc., which lead to urbanization. Suppose in a village there is a mining site for iron ore. Therefore, gradually factories related to iron and steel will come over to that particular village, and people those who are working for that factory will come to settle down in that rural area, in that village. Therefore, the basic needs of that people have to fulfill. Therefore, schools, hospital, housing, all these things will start in that village. Gradually, because of more population, more people, because of more building, houses, hospitals, schools, etc., we can find that the village becomes a urban area. These are the three main causes of urbanization: natural increase, rural urban migration, rural urban transformation. Here we are going to find the impact of urbanization. First of all, we will look at the positive impact. When a village becomes a urban area or a town, what are the positive things we can find? because of the transition. Urbanization promotes industrialization and the development of technology. When a village developed into a city, then industries, factories will come developed over there in that area, and more technology is available to the village area. So that is one positive impact. It creates job opportunity for many people. If one area urbanized, then more factories are started to work over that village area and which provide more job opportunities. It leads to the improvement of transport and communication system, power supply, water supply, sanitation, housing. It also promotes the improvement of education and medical facilities. When a village becomes a city or urbanized area, then all these facilities can be accessible for the people belongs to that area. So this is another positive impact of urbanization. It allows people from different regions to live together, exchange ideas and thoughts. This is another positive impact. Suppose people from different area will work in a factory. People from Jharkhand, people from Kerala, people from Gujarat, Rajasthan, Nepal is working in our school. It's an example. It's a quite good example. And we are enjoying all the culture. We are experiencing the culture of different area. We are experiencing the ideas and festivals of different area in a single organization, in a particular institution where there people from different areas came together for work. Then all the people can enjoy different things from there. So this is one positive impact here, which improves the general quality of life. Next, we are going to look at the negative impacts of urbanization. Large number of people are forced to live in a relatively small area. Look at Ghaziabad. There were many job opportunity, factories, everything is there. But in a small area like Ghaziabad, more people are forced to live in this small area. A large number of houses how to build in relatively limited small space. House, rent, price of land are very high in urban area, which leads to developing slum because of the land price. People are not able to afford to purchase that area or houses. So they will find some alternative. Gradually, the leads to developing slums. Huge number of vehicles of moving through the roads leading to traffic jam, air noise pollution. Once again, we are going to look at negative impacts. First one, large number of people forced to live in a relatively small space. Second, a large number of houses have to be built in a relatively limited small space. Houses rent and price of land are very high in urban area, which leads to developing slums. Huge number of vehicles move through the roads leads to traffic jam, air noise pollution. Apart from that, some other negative impacts are the extension of water supply, power supply, drainage system, etc. cannot keep pace with the expansion of the city. If the city increased drastically, the expanded drastically, then it is very difficult to provide all these facilities to the people with the fast extension of the city. Factories and vehicles in an urban area discharge a large amount of smoke, toxic fumes, and solid and liquid waste, which result in pollution of nature. Urban area have a better supply of goods and services, but the supply is not ultimate thing. They have to use unlimited. It cannot say that it is an unlimited things. As the population of the urban area increase, a large number of people have to share limited resources. Suppose in Mumbai, the population of the city is huge. So while you are looking at the local trains, you can find number of people traveling in that train. They have only limited resources, like transport resources, all those things very limited, but they have a large number of population, so they have to use the limited resources for that. Therefore, the living cost of that particular area can be increased. The goods and services can be uh, occur at a higher price. So we discussed the negative impacts and positive impacts of urbanization. Here we comes to the satellite city. Here we are going to discuss about satellite city. Satellite city is a city that is located close to but outside the limits of a large city, and it is connected to the large city by a efficient public transport system. Just look at the Rajnagar extension for an example. Rajnagar extension area is full of houses for the people. Most of the flats are situated over there. There's built flats, residential area you will find in Rajnagar extension area. But most of the people from Rajnagar are walking over the New Delhi or Delhi area they are walking. And Delhi, we can say that Delhi is a metropolitan city and Rajanagar extension is a satellite city because the big city not having much space to provide enough residential area or enough services to their workers. So this kind of satellite city were created for providing residential areas and other services for the workers of the metropolitan cities. For example, London has several satellite cities like Brentford, Crowell, and Shelford. Delhi's satellite cities are Gurugram, Noida, Ghaziabad, and Faridabad. Now you understood most of the Delhi offices, industries, and business having workers, employees, and in the Delhi area, they are not able to provide space for their employees. So, therefore, nearby cities and towns were developed as satellite cities. There, people will stay and they will work in Delhi. Mumbai satellite city or Navi Mumbai and Thane. Satellite cities characteristics. Here we are going to look at the main characteristics of a satellite city. It is a planned city. Means the main purpose of the city is to feed the main large city. It has mainly residential buildings, school, office, banks and shops. It is established as a city distinct from its neighboring large city and has its own municipal government, water supply, power supply, and waste management system. Its boundaries are defined and there are restrictions on its expansion. It is separated from its neighboring largest city by a large structure of farm, land, or countryside, or by a geographical feature such as a river or a lake. Here, Hindon River divide Delhi, Yamuna River divide Delhi from other part of the neighboring cities. It is connected to its neighboring large city by efficient transport system. Here in Ghaziabad, you can see that Delhi is connected with nearby area like Noida, Gurugram, Ghaziabad, Faridabad with the metro lines. There is a lot of community living in this area. There is a lot of commuting between a satellite city and its neighboring large city. That means people are staying back on the satellite city and went for walks in major large cities. A satellite city and neighboring largest city are often part of a metropolitan area. Metropolitan area is an area that includes one or more large cities where the satellite cities and rural area between the cities. These are the main characteristics of a satellite city. Now we are going to look at the smart city. Smart city, in short term, we can explain like this. Smart cities is a city that use mainly information technology to efficiently utilize resources and provide amenities. Here in smart city, records and resources are monitored and managed by computerized systems. Services are provided through online. For example, uh, Madrid and Barcelona in Spain, Amsterdam in Netherlands, Vienna in Austria, Dublin in Ireland, London and Manchester in UK, New York City in USA. All these cities are smart cities where all the records are kept and the resources are monitored by computerized system. Technology having an efficient and inevitable role in the city. Therefore, we can say that a smart city is controlled by information technology. In India, the Indian government has launched the Smart City Mission, under which some cities have been chosen to be developed into smart cities. For example, Bhubaneswar in Orissa, Pune in Maharashtra, Jaipur in Rajasthan, Surat and Ahmedabad in Gujarat, Kochi in Kerala, etc. are an example for the smart cities. All these cities are famous for their information technology developments. Gradually, these cities were monetized. The resources of the city were managed by information technology. Here are the topics of this chapter. Here we are going to finish this chapter by looking at the points to remember. First of all, urbanization, the formation of town and city and the growth in size and also the increase in the proportion of people living in cities and towns. Built up area. An area densely covered by buildings is called a built up area. Cause of urbanization, natural increase in population, migration from rural to urban areas, transformation of a rural area into urban areas. Positive impact of urbanization, industrialization, development of technology, creation of job opportunities, improvement of transport and communication system, power supply, water supply, sanitation, housing, education, and medical facility, cultural development are the positive impacts of urbanization. Now we are coming to the negative impacts of urbanization. Overcrowding, congested housing, growth of slums, pollution, power and water shortage, lack of sanitation, outbreak and rapid spread of diseases, high cost of living. These are the negative impacts of urbanization. Next, we discussed about the satellite city, a city located close to but outside the limits of a large city and connected to the large city by a efficient public transport system. Then we can call that city as satellite city. What is a metropolitan city or a metropolitan area? Area that includes one or more largest cities, their satellite cities, and the rural area between the cities from where commuters go to the work in cities. Then we are going to look at smart city. Smart city that calls Smart city that uses mainly information technology to efficiently utilize resources and provide amenities to its people. Then we can say that that city is a smart city. Once again, the city which uses information technology to efficiently utilize their resources and providing amenities to its people, then that city is a smart city. So here we are concluding the chapter. Thanks for watching. Stay home, stay safe.